Hey and welcome back to my channel. I am Rian Wright, and if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've already subscribed, hey girl, hey, welcome back girl, hey. So I know I'm gonna ghost. It's been a problem and I'm working on it, okay? I have not uploaded in a long time and I'm sorry, and I'm going to try my best to be consistent again and back on it. I'm so sorry you guys, but I'm here and I have another video today which I'm so excited to share with you guys. So as most of you know, I've done a 10k run. For me it was yesterday, but when this comes out it will probably be like a couple of days ago, and it was amazing, and there was so much that God taught me while I was running that race, and I really just wanted to share that with you guys as sort of an encouragement, because I know a lot of the times we're working towards things, we're working towards goals, we're working towards like a prophetic word that has been spoken, and we're trying to walk in purpose and everything. And I just wanted to share just a few tips just to encourage you guys. And yeah, this is a tip number one. Okay, y'all ready? Okay, so as I started the race, yeah, I was tired, I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't get much sleep. I was out the night before, but one thing I had to do was to get my mindset right and get it ready, because a 10k run, it's a long run, okay? But I just had to make sure my mindset was in the right place. And as I was preparing and people were doing their warm-ups, I was just getting my mind ready. I was like, no, Rian, but you are actually going to achieve this. Like, you're gonna make it. You're gonna get to 10k. And I had to keep reminding myself and seeing the end goal before it had come to pass yet. You know, I had to see myself crossing the finish line. You know, I had to remind myself I'm gonna cross the finish line before I'd actually passed the finish line. And I think a lot of the times, like, we can get so discouraged even at the beginning, because sometimes the prophetic word seems so big that we have been given. But one thing I want to encourage you guys to do is remind yourself of the end goal and believe it's going to happen before it's actually manifested. And just remind yourself constantly see yourself doing that thing. You know, for me, constantly see myself crossing that line. So you definitely get that in get your mindset ready. Definitely get that, you know, in you. So that you know, as you're running this race, as you're working towards those goals, you're walking by faith and you're believing that thing's going to happen, and so what you're doing is not going to be in vain. Definitely so important, because if my mindset wasn't ready before I started that race, like, I would have started it the wrong way. You know, I would have been like, oh, this is so long, and I've been dragging my feet. But it really got me pumped and ready to just go and get it done, and you know, and just realizing why I'm running, and just getting that all up in there. Because as I'm running, I'm seeing, you know, because I was running for a charity that helps homeless young people. So as I'm running, I was like visualizing young people getting food, young people coming off the streets and having a successful life, and you know, having housing and having employment and changing their life around. I had to keep imagining that. That's the goal. I'm getting to 10k to see young people that are homeless achieve something, and I had to see that in my mind. I had to keep seeing that while I was running, so that I knew that me running was not in vain at all. So that's number one. So number two was something I intentionally did was listen to gospel music. I listen to particular secular music as well, but when I was speaking to the Lord about it, I said, like, God, what do we do? Do I listen to just gospel music, or like listen to like everything? Like, and God was like, no, just gospel. And I was like, oh, why? You know, like, because some secular music has like a really good like beat, and so I thought like it would get me going, but God was like, no, just gospel. But I got it when I was running, because I was listening to Kiara Shern most of the time. And I listened to her song Victory about 6 times, I'm not gonna lie, and the song's like 6 minutes long. Like, I had to listen to it over and over again, because whenever I started to doubt myself if I was gonna make it, whenever those thoughts like start creeping in, I had to no, Victory, come on, I'm gonna make it. And it literally gave me fuel. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get there, and it changed everything, you know, and it repositioned like my mind, and like, you know, reminded me, you're gonna do it. So like, just be particular about what you're listening to and what you're feeding yourself. Like, what are you watching? You know, just be particular about that, because it can influence your thoughts and in turn your decisions and your outlook. So definitely be intentional about what you listen to, what you're watching, what you're feeding yourself, because it's so important. So yeah, that's number 2. Number 3, as I was running, I knew that the charity that I was running for would meet me at the 4K. So I knew that I'd see them at 4K and they'll be there to cheer me on. Like, I knew it was going to be there. Like, it was like nothing. But when I got to the 4th mark and I saw them there, I literally wanted to cry. I'm not joking. Not even joking. Like, and I had to literally tell myself, like, Rianne, bring it back in. You're running right now and you're gonna look crazy if you're crying while you're running, okay? But it was like when they saw me, they were like, yeah, you can do it, like, and it was so, it touched me because they understood why I was running. Like, they got the vision, they understood it, they knew the reason why. You know, they understood the why, because there was other charities that were cheering people on and like cheering like everyone on and so forth, which was encouraging, but it didn't hit me like it did when Centrepoint was cheering me on. And it was because they got it. Like, they got that I was running to change somebody's life. You know, they understood the vision. And I think it's important that you have people around you that get it, that they get the vision, they get the goal that you're working towards, so that when they cheer you on, it will have an impact, it will give you fuel to keep going. Like, be intentional about who you're surrounding yourself with. Not to say that, like, only have people around you that can that get your vision or know the prophetic word and whatnot, but just be intentional about who you have close to you. And I advise that they be someone that get the vision, that get what God is trying to do in your life, that get the prophetic word that's spoken over you, that get why you're working so hard towards what you're working towards. Because when they cheer you on, it will hit deeper than someone that doesn't really know why you're running or why you're working so hard towards something. So definitely be intentional about who you're surrounding yourself with. Because that encouragement, that push, that cheering on, like, it hits deep, and it definitely gives you fuel and extra passion to keep going, even when it's difficult, even when it's tough, even when you want to give up. Like, when they say, do you know what, you've got this, you can do it, imagine whose life you're impacting, it will give you that fuel to keep going. And I cannot stress how important that was for me when I was running, because it literally changed everything at that 4K. Like, because usually towards 4K, that's when I start to get a little bit like tired and weak from when I knew my training. So it really hit me when I saw them cheering me on, because they got it, they understood it, and they knew my why. So it's so important. So am I number 4. While I was running, and this is something that I did when I was training as well, is that I run like a long distance, maybe like 15 minutes or something, and then I would walk for like a minute to regain my energy, and then I keep going. That's like my method of running and so forth. And what happened was, when I was running the 10K with so many people around me, and I would do my like 1 minute run to regain energy, during that period I saw so many people like go past me, and at the first time when I saw it, it was a bit like disheartening, like, oh my gosh, am I going to be the last to finish? Like, why am I so behind? Like, instantly I was like, oh my gosh, I'm behind, I need to keep going. Like, there was this pressure, like, no, I have to keep going. Like, why are people going ahead of me? And I think I had to remind myself, like, Rianne, it's okay, you just need to regain energy, then you can keep going. And what happened is, once I regained energy and I started running it again, I started going past some of the people that went past me, because they started to slow down, because they needed to regain energy. And I think sometimes when we are instructed to, or we need to like rest to regain energy to then keep going, it's like we start to look around and like, oh, but they haven't rested. So like, and then we have this like pressure, like, no, we have to keep going. Like, what are we doing? Oh, we're just not doing enough. And you know, there's just like pressure, like, oh, there's people going before me. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be last. Like, you know, and it's like, no, but it's okay. You just need to regain your energy. Then you can keep going. And it's important not to like always compare yourself to other people and compare yourself to their journey, because yours is different, and you have to rest at different periods of time to when they rest. And you're running you're striving at different areas of times, and then you're striding at some areas. If you've seen that message by Mike Todd, you understand. If you haven't, I recommend you watch it. It's called Striving or Striding, one of them. But yeah, like there's different points in periods where you've got to just chill for a bit and regain energy and then keep going, and that might be a different time to someone else. But don't feel like you have to give in to that pressure to keep going even when you're exhausted because you see someone else doing it. There's room for everybody to make it. Like, don't feel like you're gonna miss out if you don't get ahead. Like, your purpose is assigned to you, and so you just got to make sure you're walking in alignment and you're striving towards that end goal. But don't feel like you're competing against your brothers and sisters in Christ. Like, that's not it. We're all just trying to walk in purpose and give God glory and glorify him in our lives and share his name on this earth and make his name great. Like, you know, don't get distracted by thinking, you know, this is a competition, you just want to make it, like, you know, make it first and ahead. But let's just all strive together, you know, and walk this thing out in love and in unity. And there's a way that you can do it like no one else can do it, and there's a way someone else can do something a way that you can't, because you're just not them. And God has created you in such a way that the purpose you're created for, you doing it as being authentically you, is the way that it will make an impact, is the way that it will change things. So don't feel like you have to compete against anybody else, but just walk in your own lane and do your own thing and strive towards that end goal. So yeah. Okay, so number 5, so after 4K, this was after I got cheered by Centrepoint, that I was on it, I was like, yes, I was envisioning young people getting food and whatnot. I started running to about the 5th K, and I was like, oh, I can't see any more signs like I'm at the 5th K, because basically after 4K, they didn't show you when you got to 5th K, the 6th K, the 7th K, and they stopped showing you how far you had gotten. And so when I got to like maybe the 6th K, I felt like I was just running endlessly. I was like, how far am I? Why can't I see how far I am? Because they stopped showing us, and it was like, that's the point that was the toughest for me, I'd say, because it was like I didn't know how far I was from the end goal or the end. I didn't know how far I was from the finish line. I just felt like I was just running endlessly. I just felt like I was just running, and I didn't know when I was going to stop. And that was like the tough point for me. And I think sometimes, like, when we're working towards things and we're in like the middle stages and we can't see the end goal yet, and we're like in the middle and we're like, oh, how far am I? Like, I just feel like I'm just doing things like endlessly and I can't see the end goal. I can't see it happening. Like, that's the toughest part. But I encourage you to keep going. Don't give up. Just keep going, because you know what? While you keep going, you're getting closer. Regardless if you can see how closer you're getting, like, you are getting closer. So keep going and do not give up. Please do not give up. Keep going, because you're getting there. You're getting closer. You're getting closer to the goal. You're getting closer to the vision. Like, because at some point you're gonna get there. I remember when I was running, I was like, Lord, I feel like I'm just running. Like, how far am I? And I wanted to tap someone that was running and be like, do you know how far we are? Because some people, I think they tracked it on their watches. But then this guy, like, who was just on the side, he was like, it's all right, guys, you're 3K away. I was like, what? We have 3K left? Yes. And I was like, yes, I gotta make it, I'll make it. And like, it's the same thing. Like, at some points you're gonna see that you're getting closer and you're so close. So where are we at now? The 6th, I think? Yeah, the 6th. So during the race, like, on, I think it's the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th K. It's definitely the 3rd and 6th. I don't know if it was the 8th or 9th K, they would give you like water. And those guys, if you were one of the people that are giving out water, I appreciate you, okay? The people that were giving out water, real G's, man, because you don't know how much that meant. That water was needed. It was a hot day. It was like 29 degrees Celsius. It was like mad, like hot. And that water that was needed, man, it definitely like refreshed me. And like sometimes when you're working towards a goal, when you're running a race, when you're working towards and walking in purpose and walking in purpose and whatnot, like you need some people on the sideline to just top you up with some water, like top you up with some encouragement, to refresh you with the word of God. Like you need those people to top you up. And this is why I was saying earlier that it's so important to really be intentional about who you surround yourself with, because you need that top up of water, you need that refreshing, you need that extra wisdom, you need that extra encouragement, you need that reminder of the word of God that will just refresh you. So yeah, definitely get you some people that can top you up with some water, or be that person who will top someone else up with water, because it is so needed. So that is number 6. Okay, so number 7, which is the last one, is to sometimes you just have to encourage yourself. My family came out to support me on the day, and obviously they were like, yeah, we're going to cheer you on, look out for us, like we're going to be on the sideline cheering you on. And so throughout the race I needed that cheer on, like I needed to see them to just keep me going, because it was a hot day and you get tired very quickly in the heat. Well, I do anyway. So I needed them, and I kept looking out for them but I couldn't see them, and it was so annoying. But at those points I had to just encourage myself. Even when I got to like the 7th, 8th, 9th, I'm like, bruh, are they gonna come? Are they around? Did they just go out like to eat or something? And like, where are they? But I had to encourage myself. I couldn't just wait or depend on other people to encourage me. Like at the times where they weren't available, like, and I needed encouragement, I had to remind myself of achieving the goal. And I just encourage you guys, like, to just remind yourself of the end goal, like encourage yourself in the word of God. You know, don't always wait for somebody else to encourage you, although it is like important and it is amazing when they do. But if no one's there at that time, like encourage yourself. You get in your word and remind yourself of the God that you serve. You know, remind yourself of the prophetic word that was spoken over your life. You know, you can encourage yourself. So yeah, it's definitely a key thing that I learned. And yeah, I just had to encourage myself. I got on my music that spoke victory, and I was like, you know what, Rianne, you're going to do this. I have Christ by my side and we're going to make it, you know. So yeah, I just encourage you, man, get out your Bible, read your words, and just remind yourself of the God that you serve, because he will go above and beyond for you, his child. So yeah, that's it. The 7 things that God taught me while I was running. It was an amazing experience, and I'll definitely be doing it again. Don't get me wrong, I am sore right now, which is why I'm sitting down. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope this video has encouraged you, that it has blessed you. So yeah, comment down below, let me know what you think. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe. I love you guys, and thank you so much for your support, your encouragement and your prayers.